And we'll have Donnie on Zoom.
Yep. This is really loud.
Maybe Morgan can turn it down.
It's
Okay.
just me. All right, so what time is it? All right, so the time is 1:31 p.m. and I hereby call the December 14th, 2022 meeting of the Area Board of Zoning and Appeals to order. We currently have 4 members present, 1 member on Zoom. If you would feel like your petition needs to be heard by the full board, please let our staff members know now. Do not wait till we call your petition. And we will table your petition until the next meeting when we hopefully have more board members in attendance. The Area Board of Zoning and Appeals meeting is being held in person and virtually on the 4th floor of the council chambers of the County City Building with Zoom video and phone teleconferencing options available as posted on our website, sjcindiana.com/agenda sender. Regarding public comment, we will first ask for any public comment from those sitting in the chambers, then call on the members in the public to attend or that are attending remotely. If a member of the public attending remotely wishes to participate in the public comment portion of the meeting, they should indicate this by using the raise hand function in the Zoom and/or by messaging the host in the chat function. Please clearly state your name, address for the record. We ask the board members state their names when making a motion in a second. Lastly, please silence your cell phones so they do not disturb the meeting. Lance. Oh, that was yours, Sydney. Can we please have roll call?
Mr. Hawley,
Present.
Mr. Moffett, Mr. Ritzma, I see him on Zoom. Do I need to wait for him?
Donnie, are you on with us?
Mr. Roush,
Yeah.
Here.
Mr. Schaefer,
Here.
and Mr. Tavernier.
Here.
Try Donnie again.
Donnie, can you hear us?
Mr. Ritzma,
Here, yes, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. All right, petition number 1, please.
location 62995 State Road 931. Owner Braxton Sims. Requested action, variance 1, from section 154.070 C2A1A to allow a 6-foot privacy fence on the front south yard of a corner lot when 3 foot is permitted. Zoning C Commercial District County.
Morgan, could you click on the PowerPoint, please? Sorry. This is on. Carl Brown Grimm, Area Plan Commission staff. Staff recommends denial of the variance. The petitioner is seeking to legalize an existing fence built on a corner lot. This is a privacy fence that was built 6 feet tall. The property is zoned C Commercial and is the new site for the future Beer Belly's barbecue restaurant that will have alcoholic drinks provided. The fence is being requested to provide privacy for the outdoor seating and bar area. Here's the proposed site plan, oriented to the north, showing where the proposed seating and fenced-in area is in relation to the building. It's just west of the building there. This is the proposed site plan as submitted, with notes on the setbacks. Here's a view of the existing fence to be legalized from Madison Road. Another view of it further east on Madison. This is a view of the fence from State Road 931. This portion of the fence is legal. This is looking west on Madison Road. You can see a chain link fence here, but there are no privacy fences used prominently. This is looking north on State Road 931. And looking south, again, we can see some chain link fences, but no privacy fences. Looking at the state criteria, approval will not be injurious to the public. The fence is located west of the primary building and does not block any lines of sight when turning onto or off of State Road 931. Approval may affect the value of adjacent properties. As we have seen, the use of privacy fences in the neighboring properties are sparse, and none are as prominent or as visible as this fence is. And strict application to the terms of the zoning ordinance would not result in practical difficulties, as the building itself, combined with the legal fence in the rear of the property, allow for the screening of over 75% of the seating and bar area. Removing the required 3 feet in height from the south and east portion of the fence to the building line will not significantly increase exposure from the bar to the public. And if you have any questions, I'll take them now.
Is there a gate going across this road over here, or this access, or is this gonna stay?
On Madison,
Yeah, is that a gate?
it's hard to tell. The petitioner may be able to answer that. It looks sort of gated.
Yeah.
The plans show it as an access, so, and actually, I think the plans do show a gate there, so it looks like it is gated.
Okay, so let's go through this here picture by picture, just so that we can clarify this, right?
Yeah.
So that's legal.
This is not legal.
It's non-legal.
Non-legal, yep.
Okay, so it's not legal,
Not legal.
correct?
This part
Legal.
of the fence is, yes.
Okay, and the back is legal.
Yeah, and the rear, to the property,
Okay,
to
so
the
keep that
building
in
line.
mind, right?
Apologize.
Okay,
The west side's legal and the north side's legal.
I gotta look at the,
correct.
yeah. Everything north of the building line is legal. The south point of the building.
All right, I don't have anything. Donnie, you got anything?
I do not.
All right. You guys got any questions? All right, is the petitioner present? All right, name and address, please. Nope, over there at the microphone.
Charles Son, the father of Braxton Sims. Address is 62995 Indiana 931. Currently the old US 31. And what else you need?
Nothing, just name and address. You got anything you want to add to
Yeah,
anything Carl said?
I think our setbacks are fine because they're worried about kind of blocking the view on 931. We're exactly 137 feet off of 931. So we're not even anywhere close on 931. And from what they told me when we came in, we measured all the variances away from Madison Road, and it all looked good. We also have that building there. We got a building permit in and had put up. That sets further east towards US 31 or 931, probably at least 50 feet from where the fence stops currently to where the building is. And it's not blocking view of traffic at all. And the 6-foot fence, because it is an outside patio, and we will have some entertainment from time to time, and there will be alcoholic beverages allowed out there. I think it's to the best of us, just so people's not passing anything over the fence. Of course, you try to police everything you can, but it just adds a little more security to keeping everything inside there. As for looking unfinished, it's because when we ended up having this issue, we haven't done anything to it. We haven't painted it yet, which we planned on doing. So we just kind of like stopped doing everything to the fence until we had this meeting. We're just trying to bring something back to the south side of South Bend. When we owned a business down the road toward Lakeville, and we used to drive by this every day, and it came up for sale, and we just decided we would buy it and try to put a barbecue place there because it was, honest to God, it's my dream. It was my dream. I've been barbecuing for a long time. I always wanted to do it. That's why we did it. And we have a lot of neighbors, and some are here that go by it daily. And everybody's, even during the construction, it's kind of hard because we got people stopping every day just because they're interested and they're so excited to have something coming back to their area, you know. And I just think I don't think it's blocking any view whatsoever, and the setbacks off the road are really good, and on the Madison side, and there is a double gate where the driveway is on the other side. So that's really all I have.
Was all that fencing put up at the same time?
Yes, we actually bought the materials before April 1st, and we did hear that there was you know, they were changing it, like you had to have a permit for it and stuff like that. Well, I think we had it like just basically marked out in the materials, but because of just the process of trying to get stuff done, and it really hasn't been a smooth process with contractors and stuff, just because of everything that's going on. We had all the materials, but yeah, we built it in a matter of probably 2 weeks, you know, and that's basically cut all the asphalt out. You know, we got all, made sure it was clear to dig and everything like that, and then we posted the posts in the ground. And I tell you, twice since we bought it, we get there and there was a couch, a mattress, a toilet. Twice people dumped back there. So since we put that up, we haven't had that problem. And then another thing was when we were sitting in there working on it, there was this one kid, and he'd come by in this beater car, and he would turn off a 931 at 50 mile an hour, zoom underneath the overhang there, the covering, go right through the back there and slam on his brakes, and literally would slide sideways out on Madison Road every day. He could never go up to the corner and turn on Madison. He would take a shortcut through the parking lot, and I'm talking this cat was flying. And that has stopped that 100%. And we did, if you look in that picture right by the Connex thing, you can see a TV sticking on the corner right there, just past the green lift. That TV was put there by somebody who just dumped it there. But we were having that problem back behind the building on the south side where the fence is. I'm talking piles of trash. The county came and picked it up one time because it was real close to the road. But, you know, we were having to get a trailer and taking stuff to the dump. It was costing us money because somebody decided to change our mattresses and toilets and couch and stuff like that. So it's helped out with that. But we just want it in the long run. We want to bring something to the community to where they don't have to go all the way down. You know, a lot of people live around that area, and I just think I think it's going to be a good thing. I really do.
What color do you plan on painting the fence?
Probably the light gray, and kind of like you see on the front of the building there, or possibly the darker gray, one or the other. And it'll be inside and outside. It'll be finished.
I think that's a good color.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of stole that off McDonald's on down there in La Paz. I said I like that two-tone gray. I said I think that's what we're gonna do with ours. So that's what we did. But it looks good. It does. It'll look good when it's all said and done. And we're shooting for hopefully a spring opening.
Are you connecting this to this pole barn?
Well, there is on the back side. You see it. There's 2 panels missing. Originally, because that's where our smokers are going to be for preparing our smoked food. And where you see that section that's missing, it's because the barn was supposed to go there in the county right there. The county said that I could only do 22 by 22 foot on that outbuilding. So the outbuilding was supposed to go back to the corner of that fence. So honestly, yeah, I'll probably be putting, if everything goes good, I'll be putting like 2 more sections up there just to take it to the corner so people can't come in and out of there. And you can see a drainage ditch. I mean, that was all like the one right next to it, all the cattails and everything. We cleaned all that out, put some concrete around there, just keep it from eroding. On the backside, we did the same thing on the backside, cleaned it out because that's where your runoff's got to go, you know. And there was like trash in there, diapers, bottles. I even found liquor bottles on the roof when we went up there when we bought it. It was like people must have been out there drinking and throwing their bottles up on the roof. But so we're just trying to clean it up, bring something to the community. That's, you know, that's bottom line there. I'm trying to keep it smart. And like I said, that building is actually further or closer to 331 or 931 than the fence is. So, and our building actually probably passes that by another 30, 40 feet probably beyond that building.
Now, you mentioned that there will be, beer, wine, liquor?
Yes. But we're not a bar, we're a restaurant.
And then, could you describe the barbecue aspect of it? Hamburgers, hot dogs, what?
Yeah, the barbecue type is actually like Texas barbecue. We'll have brisket, we'll have ribs, we'll have pulled pork. Then we'll have some specialty stuff from time to time, like smoked bologna, and then you fry it. We'll have chicken wings. It's going to be a sports place. We got between 17 and 19 TVs that'll be on the inside. We're going to have 3 TVs in the back, so if somebody's outside or whatever, picnic tables and stuff in the back. So yeah, that's basically it, really. We're going to be like a Wings or a B-Dubs. We'll have our burgers, but you can get a burger with brisket on it. You can get a burger with pulled pork on it. We'll have, all your French fries and onion rings. Basically, what I tell people is going to be like a B-Dubs or a Wings, etc., with real barbecue too. You can go and you can buy a half pound of brisket. And you can get a half slab of ribs, and we got like big commercial smokers. I've been smoking food for a long time. I just always gave it away. So I'm like, well, maybe it's time to, when we bought this, maybe we'll just kind of like I said, it's kind of like my dream. It was kind of like my retirement, actually.
All right, so outside of that, you're not adding any more fence?
Other than if I
Other
could, I'd
than
put
right
2
there.
sections right up to that corner. That's it.
Okay.
No more. And it'll all be painted.
All right, you guys got any more questions? Donnie?
I do not.
Okay. Good? All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open this up to the public. Is there anybody wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Please step forward. Name and address, please, and then you got 5 minutes.
Terry Mansfield, and I was gonna look up my address, but I'm on the other side of the street from him. The building, it's like 5.5 acres. And I just think it'd really support the south side
What's your home address then? Just give us-
65151 Grant Street, Lakeville.
Okay.
And I just want to be in support of what he's doing there. I think it's a good fit for that area. And I really appreciate the fences to keep all the junk off of everybody. It's kind of been a little dump site there with the way that it was trafficked, where people could turn around and drop their stuff off. So I think that was a pretty good add to that corner.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Anything else? All right.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else that would like to speak in favor of this petition, please step forward.
How you doing? I've been a homeowner in that area for about 40 years.
Name and address, please.
Loud enough?
Name and address.
Oh, Terry Gordon, 2700 Louise Lane.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
It's all right.
I'm too stubborn to get a hearing aid, but I'm getting one. But anyway, my concern was a safety issue, but I found out that the fence isn't coming all the way up to 31, so 3-foot fence, 6-foot fence, I say it's okay. This guy's evidently pouring a bunch of money into the place, and it's a boost to the economy. So, not only do taxes get paid, but we got some good food to eat. That's what I hear. So I hope that's the way it's going to be. But I just, I don't see any safety issue with going from 3-foot to a 6-foot fence. Isn't that what this is all about?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to voice my opinion. You guys sent me a letter and asked for it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Anybody else that would like to speak in favor?
I have a question I'd like to ask the gentleman that was up here first.
Okay. You
Why
can
don't
ask
you
him
do
now or
The public hearing and
and then do the rebuttal. Do you want to do it that way?
then.
He's got a question for one of the.
I would say continue with the public hearing, and then once it's closed, call the guy up just for questioning.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody else that would like to speak in favor of this petition? Please step forward. Seeing none. Is there any on Zoom? Nope. Seeing none. Any that would like to speak against this petition, please step forward. Seeing none. Nobody on Zoom. Public portion is now closed. Sir, can you come back up in the blue jacket? Can you come back up?
No,
Oh,
not him.
what?
The guy that spoke first.
Oh, the petitioner.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That gentleman raised a point. How many employees or people will you have working for you?
I'd imagine full-time and part-time is probably going to be 20.
Really?
Yeah, you got to have, waitresses that are going to rotate their schedules. You have to have bartenders do the bar side. I'm going to personally do the smoking, but I can't do it always forever, so we're going to need probably 2 more pit masters. I'm sure we're going to need a good half dozen people in the kitchen, at least rotating through, dishwashers, security, just for times if you ever have any event. We plan on doing car shows there, and maybe, just be friendly to the community. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else got anything, or I'll take a motion?
Mr. Chairman? It seems like these corner lots are a lot of what we make our bread and butter on, sitting up here. And I would argue that it always comes down to the practical difficulty component. I own property in that area, and I'm from the south side. I drive by there all the time. I think this is one of those examples where, regardless of the economic stimulus and things that he's going to be trying to do, and that people aren't cutting through the parking lot and throwing beer bottles on the roof, the extra 3 feet of fence isn't, in my opinion, affecting absolutely anything. When you've got basically an old commercial building, chain link, powered gate, and cattails right across the street, when it doesn't stick out past the old Country Gardens main building. So based on that, I would argue that I would propose that we approve the petition as written.
Sid Schaefer, I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Morgan?
Mr. Hawley?
First of all, I agree with what Lance has shared with us today. Secondly, I think it's going to be good for the community, for Lakeville, in that particular area, so my vote is yes.
Mr. Ritzma?
My vote is also yes, as I would concur with Lance and what Mr. Hawley had said, as well as I would even argue that our second criteria, that it would not have an adverse effect by the use of the privacy fence, even though it's kind of sparse and non-prominent. But I think in this situation that it will not be an issue.
Mr. Roush?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
And Mr. Tavernier?
So due to, I feel like this is going to help contain and hide, and the 6-foot fence is going to help with any kind of theft. And as long as it's going to be painted and maintained, I also feel that that this is going to be helpful, beneficial to the property. Plus, I just feel like it's if that's where all the smokers and everything, or the smokers for the barbecue and everything are going to go, I think 6 foot is where it needs to go, so that it hides all of that equipment. So I will vote yes also. So based on the testimony presented here today, the Area Board of Zoning Appeals, after careful consideration, grants this variance and will issue written findings of the facts. Thank you. Number 2.
Location 18007 Chipstead Drive. Owner Percy Jones. Requested action, variance 1 from section 154.070 C1 D1A to allow a 6-foot wood privacy fence on the front east yard of a corner lot where 3 feet is permitted. Zoning R Single Family District County.
Carl Brown Grimm, Area Plan Commission staff again. Staff recommends denial of the requested variances with approval of amended variances. The petitioner is seeking to legalize a fence that is in the process of being rebuilt. The proposed fence is a wooden full privacy fence that will be 6 foot tall at all points. The fence that is being replaced has existed historically on the property to provide privacy from the non-single-family residential uses to the north and to the east. This property is zoned R Single Family Residential and is located on a corner lot. As you know, this means the lot has 2 front yards, and the maximum permitted height in both of those front yards for this type of fence would be 3 feet. This is the proposed site plan showing the fence connecting with the house and the detached accessory shed to the east of the house. This is a view of the historically existing fence. The fence appears to be non-conforming for the 35 feet along Chipstead and abutting the library, the north and south portions of the yard. But the fence area along Ironwood Drive appears to be a 4-foot non-privacy fence and does conform with the current ordinance. Staff is recommending the board approve the necessary variances to permit this fence to be rebuilt in this fashion. So allowing a 6-foot privacy fence along the north and south yards, but not the east. This is a view of the fence as it currently stands. It's unfinished because it was red tagged by the building department. Here's a view of the fence along the west and the north part of the property. This is a view of the fence standing in the library, which is a non-residential use to the north, which is the primary purpose of the fence. Here's a view across Ironwood Road and looking west on Chipstead. Turning to the state criteria, approval of the requested variance may be injurious to the public. Allowing the 6-foot privacy fence to be built along Ironwood Road may cause sight issues for drivers traveling south on Ironwood, unable to see approaching cars from Chipstead. Approval of the fence as it has historically existed would not be injurious, as it has existed many years without a complaint. Approval of the requested variances will not adversely affect property values of neighboring properties. Allowing a 6-foot privacy fence along the Ironwood front yard will not be easily seen by adjacent property owners. The parcel directly to the east, which is not a single-family residential use, is itself fully screened by natural landscape. The rest of the fence has previously existed, and the repair of a depreciated property structure will not adversely affect surrounding property values. Finally, the strict application of the terms of this chapter will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the property for the proposed portion of the fence along Ironwood Road. This is evidenced by the fact that the fence has historically existed on the property and was still able to serve the purpose of providing privacy while still conforming with the 4-foot-high chain link fence. However, staff does feel there is practical difficulty in requiring the north and south yards portions of the fence to meet the requirement of the zoning ordinance due to the non-residential use to the north of the library. If you have any questions, I'll take them.
I do, but I don't want to. So looking at this, don't you think that what would be the north would be a bigger issue than what is on the east? Considering the east side is not going to be blocking anything.
Well, my thought was if you're driving southbound on Ironwood and you can't see through the diagonally to the intersection.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to see anyways because the north side's there.
If you're further back, I feel like you have more. If the fence was clear, you would have better chance of seeing over the. I guess it's hard to tell without
The north side is still privacy fence. So what does it matter if it's 3 foot on the east side when you're driving?
Even if it's incidental.
You're saying driving south on Ironwood.
Once you cross that north line, if the fence is open, you'll have an easier time to see across to Chipstead. Is kind of the argument.
Privacy fence in here, they're saying no.
Right, but it's not coming past the garage, right? It's not coming past that existing, or it's actually coming to the corner of that shed?
It's going past the shed.
Okay.
It's going past the shed.
I do.
Is it gonna attach to that?
You think
Let me
that-
see.
So
Would you like to clarify?
is the new fence going where the old chain link was?
They're replacing the whole fence.
Understand?
Yeah.
But it looked like there was already privacy fence on the south.
The historical fence there.
They're clear on the left, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're just replacing that and making the old chain link privacy as well.
Right. Yes.
Can we get some clarification as to what the way that it was advertised and the way that you've been talking about it? I'm not entirely clear on could you go back to the drawing? So you said that the staff's recommendation is to deny the portion of the fence that runs along Ironwood?
Yes, on the east.
But what part are you saying that you think is okay?
The north and the south.
Because the way that it was advertised refers to on the east yard. So you're saying you think that it should be allowed to be 6 feet on the portions of the fence that run parallel to Chipstead that are east of the shed to the road, or wherever the fence ends there?
Yeah, east of the building line.
Okay.
But yes.
I mean, the way, so the amended, what you would be recommending they approve would be to amend it to just the sections of the fence parallel to Chipstead
Yes.
to be approved to be the 6 feet in the eastern setback. Okay, got it.
So the north and the south fence, 6-foot fence is still fine?
Well, the north and the west fence by itself is fine. The north fence up to the east line of the shed is okay. Is that correct?
So anything east of the shed, you're saying should be 3 foot?
Under the ordinance.
I'm
Is that
confused
accurate?
now.
The house or the shed?
The house.
Okay, so go back to the drawing there. So the west fence is fine. The north fence from the east side of the house west is fine. And the variance request is for the entirety of the
From the
north
house
fence from the east side of the house to the fence there, and then that whole fence that's parallel with Ironwood.
So run a straight line from the house up, and everything on the east side is what we're wanting 3 foot? Or is what you're wanting 3 foot?
That's what the ordinance would say would be 3 foot, yes.
I'm basically recommending to build it like this. So the only thing that I would like to be either 3 foot or 4 foot chain link is this along Ironwood.
Carl, please provide a little background as to why you recommended that.
Yeah, because this does not make sense.
Okay, well, when I went out to the site, I felt that if you were to be traveling along Ironwood with this style fence, it might cause site issues if there was a car like oncoming from Chipstead.
Turning on Iron.
And nobody, right.
But the issue with that argument is that the portion that's still privacy completely enclosed is on the side that you're saying
Right, I
is
understand.
blocking the view. So like I don't then understand what, if you make the part that's against Ironwood, that seems to be no different than because the south side has already got a full privacy.
Right. I felt that the extra height on the east side would cause site issues, but if you guys don't feel that way, that's totally fine.
Additionally, Carl looked at what was there previously. I mean, and this is what was there previously. What you're looking at is what has been removed to be constructed. And then on the north side, I think that staff concurred that a privacy fence would be warranted, even if a portion was in the front yard setback, given the library use to the north and the additional traffic. Well, not traffic, but, the
Separating
additional.
commercial and residential, essentially. Right, I understand that. What I can't wrap my head around is the south portion is fine, but the east portion is not. when the south portion, as is right now in this picture, is blocking everything that you're saying is, so, okay. Anybody else got any questions?
That's what I was basically trying to say, DJ.
The way it is. Can't see through the other fence.
All right. Anybody else got any questions? Okay. Is the petitioner present? All right. Would you step up here and name and address, please, and then you have 10 minutes.
Dana Marsh, excuse me, Dana Marsh, 18007 Chipstead Drive.
Can you, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's
Can you hear
good.
me
Thank
now?
you. Yep.
Okay.
Can you say your name and address again,
Sure.
please?
Dana Marsh, 18007 Chipstead Drive. I am the cousin to the family. They are traveling, actually on a plane right now, and they weren't able to be here, but we wrote that in, and it was approved for me to be here in their place. They're traveling for the holidays. So again, I guess what I want to say is, and I also have a letter of a neighbor. They dropped off a letter this morning. Should I read that to you, or how does that work? I'm not familiar with how all this works.
Whether you read it or give it to them, it will need to be in the record somehow. You can, if you want, I guess, read it out loud, but it would probably just be easier to give it to them, and then the board can keep it with its minutes. And
Okay, but do you want to know what they're saying, or should I summarize it? It's real quick.
I mean, is it in favor of your fence?
They're in favor of the fence, and they feel that it would do
Did
nothing.
they provide their name and address?
They did.
Okay. Then I would say just give the letter to the board.
Okay, so they are in favor of the fence, and like I am going to say, it's not going to hurt the property in any way. It's going to help. The whole house outside has been, if you look at the other pictures, siding has been replaced. Everything has been updated. Painting has been done. The fence would do nothing but help the look of the property because it sits on the corner. That side fence would just keep people from looking in the backyard. So if you want to have something in your backyard, or you want to be able to have a family gathering, people aren't staring at you from ironwood, and changing it from a chain link fence to a wood fence makes it look so much better. As you can see now, it's looking a lot better. The other fence was collapsing and completely falling down and being propped up. In the last storm last spring, the fence started to collapse and it had to be propped up. So, and again, we weren't aware of the new fencing policy when we had ordered the fencing. It was supposed to be done last year, but because of being able to order in the supplies, it was not done prior to. So I do not feel like if you're sitting at the corner of Chipstead and you're looking out to Ironwood, it does not obstruct any view because the front was already 6 foot. The only thing that the chain link provides is just to be able to look into the yard. There's been a lot of accidents right here at this corner, and then a lot of foot traffic with people trying to cut through. When that fence was falling at the back, they would cut through to go to the library. And so putting up the new fence just provides privacy and security within the property. And you can't see into the property. I think it would be more of a excursion for people driving down Ironwood and trying to look into your yard. Does anyone have any questions for me or anything that I need to provide?
Anybody else got any questions? I'm assuming this is going to help make it quieter.
Yes. And there's been multiple, that pole right there stayed down for probably about 4 months before it was put back up and laid in the yard because of a very, very bad accident that happened right there last spring or summer.
Okay.
As
Does anybody got any questions? Donnie, got anything? Nope. Okay.
Is that picture there, they were putting the fence up and then they stopped it because it was red tagged?
Right, correct.
No. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open it up to the public. Is there anybody would like to speak in favor of this petition? Please step forward. See none. Any on Zoom? Seeing none. Is there anybody that would like to speak against this petition? Please step forward. Seeing none. Any on Zoom? Seeing none. Public portion is now closed. You guys got anything? Or I'll take a motion.
How far would you say the fence is at that corner portion to Ironwood? How far would you guess? How many feet is it from there?
Maybe 15 to 20 feet?
15 to 20 feet.
I think it looks farther than that. I think the telephone poles are probably 15 to 20.
And then they have a easement probably
Right,
on each side.
right.
They're probably putting the fence on an easement right now. Really,
We're not here for that.
I know. But, I don't know. That lady mentioned that there were accidents there already, a number of them. It sounds like some bad ones. That is a bad corner, I know that corner well.
That has more to do with speed on Ironwood through there.
Yeah.
I can hit 70 by the library. Cleveland.
Can you? That's with your moped?
Your moped? All right, well, I'm gonna give it like 20 more seconds.
Mr.
if
Chairman,
Okay.
again, corner lot, this is where we reside, and that's why we're here. I would argue that the commercial property behind these people, the commercial property across the road, the type of traffic and amount of traffic, and evidently this foot traffic that walks along Ironwood, and given the setback or appearance of distance between the fence and the road, is not going to harm the public or make this a problem. And I would argue that their practical difficulty is privacy. And these corner lots are always an issue with that. But based on all that, I would propose that we approve the motion as written. Approve the variance as written.
Donnie Ritzma, I'll second.
Motion and a second. Morgan?
Mr. Hawley,
No,
Mr. Ritzma,
Yes.
Mr. Roush,
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer,
Yes.
and Mr. Tavernier.
So I'm gonna say yes, because I don't understand the logic behind the north and the south being okay, but the east, Carl, we gotta talk about this, but I just don't understand. So, I'm gonna say yes.
Get it laid out while we were talking. Because I was not following it either.
The only thing I would suggest would be the building department go out and make sure they're not on the
We're
right of way.
not here for that. We're not here for that. So, yes.
There was 4 of you that voted yes, so it did
Okay,
pass.
so that's, okay, so based on the testimony presented here today, the Area Board of Zoning Appeals, after careful consideration, grants the variance and will issue written findings of the facts. Thank you. Everybody have a great day.
And great job, everyone, on saying your reasons for your votes today. Thank you.
It's all about you.
We got a few other things, DJ.
Joe's
Yeah,
not
we
here.
got a couple other things. Donnie's got technical difficulties.
finding of the facts.
What's the issue?
Nothing, I was making a joke.
DJ was saying that if you happened to experience technical difficulties or have to leave, we wouldn't have to do roll call votes for the rest of
Oh,
this.
gee, hey, what was that, Donnie? You need me to blow your nose? All right, see you guys.
Thank you, Donnie.
See you, Donnie.
I will make a motion that we approve the findings of the facts for the November 18th, 2022 meeting.
16th.
November 16th.
16th, I'm sorry.
Lance Roush, second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, minutes. Well, I looked through most of it. Oh, yeah, couldn't have been your phone that was going off, considering you weren't here. That's all right, you got blamed for it anyways. Dang it, Lance.
No, it was totally
That's okay.
Just let it go.
Yeah, and then he answers it. Hang on a second, BCA's got a hold. I need one of you two to make a motion. He can't do it, he wasn't here.
You want to make a motion for the minutes now?
Yes, please.
You ready? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented for the Wednesday, October 12th, 2022 meeting.
I'll second that. Sid Schaefer.
And you are allowed to vote on them even if you weren't here.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Yes, we need you to vote.
You need me to vote?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
you're here.
can, under Robert's rules,
You're
even
here.
if you weren't here.
I agree.
Aye.
Okay.
DJ, you want to talk training now or after?
I would like to, do we have to do it while we're on recording?
No.
Okay, so we can make a motion to adjourn then? Yeah. Oh, I can make that, right. I would like to make a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
If we're not ready.
Well, you got questions?
Second.
Lance Roush.
All right. DJ, motion, Bob, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Lance, thank you
Welcome.
for your motions. Fantastic.
They were great.